Hello. Hi, good evening, all again. Just a minute. Hi, Dr. Afrin. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yes, okay. Thank you. Okay, Dr. Afrin is here with us. One second, I'll just open the document. Dr. Afrin. Um,
Yes, Dr. Ajit.
yes. Okay. So again, you have some problem with video, right?
Yeah, I am not sure why my video is not working.
No, it's fine. Okay. So guys, good evening, and you're welcome to the panel discussion, where first 40 or 45 minutes we will be discussing, and then we will open to the audience for next 15 minutes, and we will be taking the questions from YouTube as well, because we are going live on YouTube. So now we have the panelist, Dr. Afrin Khan from the first session, second session Ms. Pratima Bhatt, and the third session, from the third session, Ms. Divya Singh. And additionally, we have Ms. Nisa Watts with us. She is manager again at Kineps, and she will be joining us for some questions, for few questions. So I welcome you all. And Nisa.
Hi, Dr. Ajit. I can hear
Yes,
you. Thank you so much.
yes, thank you. So I think we should wait for 2 more minutes, or we should start. Okay, we will wait for 2 more minutes and we will start then. Okay. So I have prepared some questions for the panel discussion. Later 15 minutes, audience can ask the questions if something remaining from my, from my end. So I will ask with Dr. Afrin. Dr. Afrin.
Yes, Dr. Ajit.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So yes, there are three, four questions for you at the first time. Like you will be describing us about the freelancing in medical writing. So first question is, uh, like, what is freelancing in medical writing? Can you please enlighten this? Freelancing in medical writing.
Sure. And I think in the previous session, somebody also asked that while he or she is doing some post graduation in pharmacology, can they still freelance as a
Yes,
medical writer?
yes.
Um, so maybe I can touch upon that also. So basically, freelancing in medical writing is taking up the projects on your own, making your own rules, also charging the clients or the customers based on your appropriate rates, and it's like you are the master, or and you are the one man army, both. So
Okay.
what is happening these days are more and more students in their PGs are also starting to write. So therefore we have two groups of freelancers now. One, those who enter the industry into as a freelancer, and second, the other one who are experienced into the industry for say 8 years, 10 years, and then they become a freelancer. So there are advantages and disadvantages to both the kind of freelance writers, but my honest opinion, like Shivanka also said, is it is very important to gain industry experience, because there you learn a lot of small things which you might not learn individually. You learn how to manage the projects, you learn how to deal with the customers, how to organize these kickoff meetings, and a lot of such stuffs. You learn the documentation that is necessary to keep a note of things that are happening at your end. And finally, I think you learn how to deal with finances. So I think it's better to start off as a fresher into some organization, and then with experience transition into a freelance medical writer. Does that
Okay.
answer your question?
Yes, yes, yes. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of freelance medical writing in view of content?
Okay, view of content.
Yeah,
uh, as a freelancer, basically, as I said, you are own master also, and you are a one man army also. So you can decide how much work you want to do. You can decide what kind of work you want to do. You can
yeah,
decide which clients you want to work for. You can decide what charges you want to ask the
yeah. How much you want to
clients.
charge? Yes,
Yes, ask the clients for. And of course you can also decide the type of content that you want to create. For example, few freelance writers specialize only in medico marketing documents. They work with medical communication agencies and create all those slides and case reports and patient education leaflets and all that stuff. Now there are others who specialized only in regulatory, and others who do only publication, and then there are others who do all of them. So it gives you a free playground. You can decide what you want. On the other hand, generally now what is happening is, in big pharmas and CROs, they are defining your role. If you are a scientific writer, you only work on publication documents. If you
yeah,
are a regulatory writer, you only work on regulatory documents. If you are a safety writer, you only work on safety documents. So if you are somebody who's looking at challenging work, if who's looking at working with multiple clients, multiple therapeutic areas, multiple type of documents, then definitely freelancing has an advantage. And if I talk about disadvantages, uh, as far as content is concerned, the biggest disadvantage is you do not know what kind of jobs or what kind of projects will come to you. So there is this is a disadvantage initially when you start, because once your customers starts knowing you, once they know what kind of work you do, what is the quality of work, then processes become streamlined. But still, I mean, sometimes there is no control on what kind of content is coming. The other thing is timeline. Once when you are working with an organization, the your manager knows what is your workload.
yeah,
So maybe you can decide your timelines accordingly. But in freelancing, sometimes all the customers want their projects delivered in
in
one
time.
week, and then
Yeah,
next week you don't. work. So it's a challenge. You need to deal with all of this. I think that is the challenge as far as content and work is concerned.
Does the knowledge updation matters in that? Because if you are associated with any organization or in any company, you will be updating with the knowledge as well.
Yes.
As a freelance writer, how does it matter?
That's why I'm saying, Dr. Ajit, freelancing is a very disciplined job, contrary to what people think, that you work at your own pace and stuff. You need to learn constantly. Right now I'm at least subscribed to 4 Coursera courses online. So
Okay.
yeah, I am learning how to do systematic literature review and meta analysis, though I have done, but I have officially subscribed to their course. Then I'm learning something related to biosimilars. So you have to constantly update yourself, constantly learn, and it is all up to you, I feel.
Okay, so I will have one more question to you. I was supposed to ask Pratima, but I will ask you only. What is the
Sure.
actual impact of freelancing on content quality?
um, Here again, let me come back to the thing that I said. No offense to anyone, but we have now two groups of freelancers. One which just start as a freelancer, and one which are experienced and then into freelancing. So the quality of content, if you are just starting as a freelancer, it is not your fault because you don't know so many things, right?
Yeah, true.
So generally my experience has been that with peers, or with people who are not very well versed with how to write, they find it difficult to build a story. They find it difficult to use good language and make grammatically correct sentences unless and until you have a very good hold on English. So comparatively, as compared to an experienced freelance writer, the quality from a fresher freelance writer is a little bit compromised. I would definitely say that.
Okay, so yes, thank you, Dr. Afrin. My next question is to Divya. What is the role of language in medical writing? Divya, yes. What is the role of language? I think we have discussed it, but still, because this session is free for everyone, not only for the paid participants or attendees. So many other students are also joined us. So, will you enlighten something on this?
Yes, Dr. Ajit and everyone, welcome again. And I just wanted to say that role of language is really, really important in medical writing because uh, just an example that we have hundreds of pages of CSR and we need to, shorten it to 2-3 page of any article if we say about it, the scientific writing, and if we say about disclosure or medical writing, then we have to shorten it into a result summary of 2-3 pages. So to provide the content of 100 pages of CSR in 2-3 pages, you need to be very precise and clear about your understanding of the trial, and obviously without holding a command on language, it would not be possible to provide a specific information in certain formats. So definitely it is the key of medical writing.
Yes. Okay. So next question is for Ms. Pratima. Do online or virtual training really considered by pharma industry for pharmacovigilance, clinical research, or medical writing? Then
Hi.
conventional training. Then conventional training. Yes.
Okay. So my answer would be actually it does not matter whatever mode of training you're, opting for, as long as you know what you're getting trained on and you learn from it. And at the end of it, obviously you should know how to imply that, right? So implication part is the key part, because when you're given a project, if you're able to implement what you have learned through the trainings, be it virtual or be it the conventional way, as long as you can take the points from your trainings and if you can implement it, I think that would serve the purpose.
Okay. So next question again to you.
Sure.
If anyone is interested in research paper writing or content writing, is it a good idea while pursuing a degree?
I think when we all are doing our bachelor's or master's, we have that corner in us where we want to actually explore and try and do different things, so that
Yeah.
we all have that kind of curiosity. It's a natural thing, I would say. So if someone wants to do that, I think it could be a good start, because it can at least give you exposure level of what can be included in a document and what should not go into a document, and certain other basic understandings, like how to frame sentences. These are the basic things that, obviously, if you want to start off and if you have a clarity of what kind of career that you might have to choose in future, and if you already want to prepare for it, I think no time is like early or late. So you definitely can start if you're pursuing and if you want to do it side by side.
Okay, so one question I have for Nisha. Miss Nisha,
Yeah, sure, Anil.
what is the difference between medical writing and medical coding? I took this question from the audience. Actually, I did not frame any questions for you because you are, it's
No
very,
problem.
yeah.
I'll be happy to pitch in where I think I could add more. So no worries for that. So thanks for that question. That's an interesting one. So basically, in layman language, I would try to explain this to the audience. So when we talk about medical coding, this is something which is fairly or superficially related to the domain of clinical research, which is pharmacovigilance. There we need to have there whenever the adverse events or anything like these are reported at the sites, there is a separate department at the sponsor's end who are taking care of the coding, which is medical coding. And through Medra versions, different Medra versions, they code certain event terms, and this is medical coding, and this is basically a part of pharmacovigilance team. Now, medical writing, as you people have a very good idea about from the wonderful speakers and from all the sessions we had today, medical writing is fairly completely different from that, and it's only taking care, it's under its umbrella falls the writing aspects of all the regulatory documents which are there in clinical research. It also involves it's not necessarily, but yeah, some part of scientific writing is also being involved in medical writing because they are very related fields. So I won't say that they are not that is not under the umbrella of medical writing.
Okay, yes, thank you.
No
So
worries.
my next question would be again for Dr. Afrin. How can a
Yes, Dr.
fresher
Ajit.
enter into the medical writing field? What is the entry
Uh,
point for a fresher?
I think, as was discussed by all others, nowadays industry has opened up. We have really a lot of opportunities in medical writing, and people have recognized that we need to train people who can take up medical writing in future. So. Pharma companies, CROs, even medcom agencies, they have opened up to the idea of hiring freshers and then training them. So I think just look out, as everyone said, just look out for opportunities, visit sites of various organizations that offer medical writing role, uh, be active on LinkedIn, and try to learn few skills while you are not hired. So a lot of resources are available online, and if you can just read, make your CV very attractive, saying that the basics of writing because you have read about it, and maybe you have started a blog which mentions few things about medical writing. So something like that. I mean, keep on enhancing your skills and develop your confidence, learn good language if you are not very fluent in it, and I think you should be able to crack it.
Yeah.
Just one thing I would like to add in here, because I think there are many people who are coming from college or probably they're about to apply for some jobs or something. So first thing, just see yourself if you are really interested in being in this field, because definitely, as Dr. Afrin said, thanks for your suggestions, Dr. Afrin, on that. But whatever she said only comes in picture once you are sure that you want to enter this field. You need to be really aware about various aspects of clinical research, and that not only covers about medical writing, there are many other things. So be sure first that you want to be a medical writer, you are good in writing. If you get bored of that, see yourself whether really you are capable of doing that well, because not everyone is very good in doing that. So maybe you can definitely get into a way where the other departments of clinical research, which is data management or which is pharmacovigilance. Or I saw one question by the participants about medical marketing, because there are many different things. It's not
Yeah.
only medical writing. And even operations, how can I miss clinical operations? So
Yes.
that's also very interesting. So see yourself, where do you want to see down the line after 5 years, after 10 years. Read about the things, what's happening in the market, read about it. What is this site management, which Shivanika just talked about in the last session, and various other speakers have introduced, what Divya is exactly doing in the clinical disclosure work, what Miss Pratima is doing, etc., and other medical writers over LinkedIn. So
Yeah.
see, because since you have some time, see it, then see where do you want to see yourself, only then apply for the jobs. Don't just go for it, because only sit where you are supposed to sit down. Okay.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Thanks.
next question for you, Nisa again. Will certification or advanced diploma course in medical writing will help into entry into the medical writing field from someone?
Yes, it will. And even I'm not a certified medical writer again. I know that's a repetition of a sentence from one of the sessions, but yes,
Yeah.
I have even look at the stage where everyone is in, probably most of the audiences are like either at the beginning of their careers or they are about to start their career. So definitely you will be having a lot of questions like this in your mind. But trust me, the most important thing when you are being interviewed that we see, because I have been a part of recruitment panels in my organizations as well. That we see is how well you know what you have already done. Even if you are a fresher, we really do not expect you that you would be able to answer the questions related to the work we are doing in our domain. But what we expect you to know is how well you did your internship, what all you learned in your internship, how well you did your projects that you did in your masters, in your in your this doctorate or etc. But if you're not thorough with that, definitely there is a gap which you need to fill in. So that is most important. And yes, if you have done that course, by any chance you were interested, you got a chance, you have done it, that's well and good. Again, you have to be aware about it, but not necessary. It's not necessary that you have to go for it, only then you can go for the jobs in medical writing. No, that's not the case.
Yeah. So addition to this question only, as all companies provide training depends upon the company policy, will these certificates will really help or not?
Can you just repeat the question, Dr. Ajit?
As all companies provide training depends upon their policies, will these certificates course will help into that? I mean, the certificate courses or diplomas in advanced diplomas in medical writing. Is it
That is
something related
good.
to the company policies?
No, no, no. No company asks you for that. Have you ever seen in any of the job profiles that they have said that you need to come with this certificate or anything like that? There are few jobs which are not related to. I'm not very sure for some companies. I have seen English is something which they prefer, but if you have that subject till your graduation, post graduation, that is suffice. So that is an optional thing. You would have seen at some places an MBBS oblique masters is the requirement. So that doesn't mean that you need to have an MBBS degree. You can go with it with your master's degree itself. You need to be good in your communication. You need to be confident about what you have done. Don't run after these certificates. Many of these are not very authentic. Many of these do not really give you a good knowledge about the things.
Yeah.
First, read about the things carefully, only then go for it, only then spend your money.
Yep. So
Dr. Ajit, I
yes.
because everybody is asking about the course and something, I would like to add something.
Yes,
I
please.
was associated with a clinical, training institute for a very brief uh, point of time. And very honestly, I see no harm in doing the certificates. But if you feel that after doing the certificates, you can actually practically start doing a job, whether it is PV or CDM or medical writing, whatever, generally that does not happen, because these certificates do give you very basic knowledge of all the subjects. Okay, they will teach you what are the guidelines, they will teach you uh, for example how a manuscript is written, they will teach you. If they have practical sessions, maybe mock manuscripts can be written. But the on job training that you gain, that basically makes you the writer or the CDM manager or the PV expert that you will become. So basically it is good to have but not a must.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, so my next question will be again what I've asked to Sivanika also. No, first I'll take the question everyone is asking. What is the starting average salary for a fresher in medical writing? Anyone can answer this question. So our students will be happy because they're
Okay,
asking me
let me
personally as
set
well.
their expectations. I would say 0. So you
Oh.
won't go for it. Look, why I said this is because it is really very important for all of you to know that knowledge is really important in the start of your career.
Yeah.
Okay, I have been into this clinical research industry for more than 8 years now, and I have seen few people who are running only after money and they really do not bother about knowledge. But
Yes.
in the start, please, whatever you get, join it, learn about the things.
Right.
In your next organization, people will definitely ask about what you are earning in your previous organization, but the first thing that they will assess you from is your knowledge, what you have learned. So I
Correct.
think if I'm not wrong, at the start you at least get 10,000 a month. Okay, I'm telling what I got in the very start of my career. Exactly, this is what I got. So this is something that you can say as an average, but maybe at some places there is less as well, which I know, and people have joined those organizations. But
Right.
don't really bother a lot about it. If you are getting something which is at least helping you to take out your own expenses, it is good. But just go for the career, go for the knowledge, think about what you're about to learn from this exciting journey now.
Okay, so next question is for you only.
Okay.
How to approach MNCs for a medical writing as fresher, since company websites rarely advertise opening in medical writing for freshers?
I think people are really worried about being a fresher. So look, I have
Yeah.
written over the chat as well. Everyone starts from somewhere. Even I was a fresher. Even Divya was a fresher. Pratima would have also been, the Dr. Afrin would have also been a fresher when we started our careers. So it's not like that we came after our experience. Every company does advertise. I have seen many companies on LinkedIn that advertise for being that freshers are to be hired. See, try following the companies, try following these KPOs and all, because there is where you start to get to know about the opportunities. LinkedIn is the best platform, and many people would have joined Naukri.com and all, etc. But it's not like that company do not advertise. I don't know why is it being said so. They do, and even they go for these these campus recruitments and all as well. And
Yeah.
it's not like that, but the best way how you can do it is exactly as I said: follow LinkedIn, follow companies portals, try on searching companies own websites, and try to see if your friends, your seniors in your from your college, or anybody whom you know can help you out looking for such things. Because there are many WhatsApp groups as well where information is being shared related to openings in the various organizations, etc., which are parallelly being shared on LinkedIn as well. So just search for the things with open eyes. Don't expect a big banner name straight away. Look for knowledge, exactly as I said in the previous question. Look for what you are getting to learn, what is the requirement, and what would be taught in that particular job.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. It was nicely described. And I'll go for one more question to Dr. Afrin. I think it is very technical, so she may answer well. Dr. Afrin, um,
Yes, Dr. Ajit.
someone is asking, I have experienced few journals are showing they are free, but after approval or accepting our paper, they ask for the payment. How can we know which are the actually free journals or which are not predatory journals? And question number 2 from her, is it mandatory to have a graduate or professor as author for publishing a research paper? Question number 3 is, Could you please name any plagiarism sources? I can answer these, but if you would, it will be better.
Okay, I would start, and maybe you can pitch in wherever you find that you can. So basically, the first question, see, definitely you need to read the journal guidelines and journal website multiple times most of the
Yes.
time to know if there are any hidden cost. And it happens, I mean, in my experience also it has happened that nowhere it was written, and finally they said accepted and everything, and they asked that for publication fees also. So that happens, but all good journals generally mention their publication fees on their website. uh, with experience, you know actually which journals are authentic, and you know, uh, I don't think we have a very good source right now, Dr. Ajit, if I may say so.
Yes, I will add on to this. We
Hmm.
have the authentic sources right now. You can go to the Scopus websites. You will get the Scopus index journals, because nowadays worldwide they're accepting Scopus listed journals. Even not the PubMed. Nowadays they're focusing on the Scopus guidelines, because they have the certain guidelines for the reviewers as well. So after that only you can publish your paper in a good journal.
Yeah,
And
but then open journals, and you know, where people, especially this goes for students, you know, who want to publish their thesis findings or something, and they do not want to pay a hefty amount to the journal, so generally they fall prey to this open category journals who say that we will publish free of cost and everything, and they actually, some of them do publish, but then that gets removed from online platform within next
yes,
3 or 4 months or something like that. So though, as you said, Scopus is a good source for quality journals, but there are a lot of local journals also nowadays which have come up, which advertise as being free.
yeah, and I feel nowadays UGC care list is also there from our government, or from our NMC, this National Medical Council. So if people wants to really go for a good journal, or which is associated with our government, or with our NMC, or with our pharmaceutical associations, they can check out the UGC care list as well. Okay, the third question was about the plagiarism. Plagiarism, I feel there are few tools. If I'm not wrong, Turnitin is there, Grammarly is there for plagiarism, and a few more are there. Dr. Afrin?
Yes, and actually I also use a plagiarism checker, which is a tool. It
Yeah.
is a paid subscription,
Yes.
and because I need to work for customers, so I need to be sure that it is not, generally what happens is, in my experience, whatever amount of try and error you make, that it does not sound like a copy paste, some things still cannot be avoided. So, for example, there are definitions, right? You
Yeah.
cannot yeah, so if you are using too much technical documents where you want to write definitions and you want to give away classifications which cannot be changed, so generally the level of plagiarism goes high, and then to know what can be done, what are the remedies, an authentic checker definitely helps. So I use plagiarism checker myself.
Yeah, good. So I think it is answered. One question I'll take for Ms. Nisa. Will experience of a clinical research domain or pharmacovigilance will count for the medical writing domain?
Yeah, it does. It does count because there you start getting the information about what all industry documents are about, what all regulatory documents are there at sites, because everything is linked to each other.
Yeah.
So even when I started my career, I started as a clinical research coordinator. I didn't start in medical writing. So there I got an idea about what is happening in the real world. Then when you get back to medical writing, you can just correlate the things very nicely, and you are able to add more inputs and more knowledge exactly on how the document should look like. So yeah, definitely it helps.
Okay, next question is for Ms. Pratima. How challenging medical writing is for the experienced fellows?
Yeah, I think this could be a tricky question, because till now we were speaking about freshers, right? So I think
Yeah.
even as an experienced professional, you do have certain challenges that you face day to day. And when you handle regulatory submissions and regulatory documents, so most of it is like how well you know about your project management skills, I would say. So even if you have, let's say, been into the industry for 5 to 6 years, and you would still be facing challenges to, meet your deadlines. You would still be having challenges with let's say scheduling kickoff meetings. So when you start off, you might have kickoff meetings with very few parties, and as you go along and handle submission documents or more hefty projects, what happens is your stakeholders, number of stakeholders will be more, and your project team members would be increased in number. So such challenges, I think they are evolving. As you work, they will be evolving as well. So it's like a continuous basis that you keep on learning how to handle these things. It's also adds on to your pressure as well, right? So you are a working professional and you mostly don't get time to work on these skills. So it's like it goes hand in hand with your work. So as you get more projects, you work more on these skills, so which is when you gain expertise. So I think more challenges with having experienced professionals and having to handle the pressure and having to handle to meet the timelines and also to gain or expertise in whatever you're doing, and also handling bigger teams as you go on, and uh, having to interact with bigger clients, having to serve them at times, and also to meet their expectations. These are the regular challenges we all face, I'm sure. So these are going to continue. So there is nothing like you are going to one day become an expert at handling, because after you reach one stage,
True.
there would be the next stage that you would have to reach, right? So these challenges keep on going. So there is nothing like an end to these challenges that probably even as an experienced professionals we all would continue to face, definitely.
Right. Miss Divya, you want to add something on this?
No, I think everything has been covered by Pratima. But one thing definitely I will add with respect to the disclosure that for CTD, it is still evolving, and daily regulatory guidelines are, changing or updating for the better use and better information disclosure. So, if we talk about it, then definitely we need to meet up with the new guidelines, and as per the requirement, the changes will be reflected in the disclosure template and policies. So, to meet up the criteria and to reach at that point where there is an alignment between both of them, the regulatory guideline and the disclosure thing, we need to be updated with the thing. This is the most challenging way I feel this time.
Okay, so I think I have one question. I'm not sure whom to ask. I got from my friend over phone. What are the management roles available in the industry for the IIM MBA graduates with pharma background and experience? So anyone who is willing to answer this question can answer, please.
I think there are many things which that person with this experience and this academic background can handle in this particular industry. So, like clinical operations is one thing where I really fit in. Where I will really fit in that person with this MBA expertise, managing the clinical trials or managing the operational aspects at various sponsor industries. And if we talk about medical writing, again, there are a lot of things like project management. I'm sure that person would be able to help a lot in resource management, if not really pharmaceutical not really inputting into pharmaceutical domain. But yeah, since I heard you correctly, that person was having some pharma background, so
Yes,
I think a lot of information he or she can input in when managing some projects at like as a subject matter expert where project management is required. We don't have to directly work, give your hands in input in the documents, but you can deal with managing or leading the projects.
yes. Okay, so my next question is for everyone. Everyone will put their views. What are the mantras to become a successful medical writer? One by one, I'll go with Pratima. Then, you know.
Sure. I I think every writer has their own mantra, I would say, right? So it's more of a tailored approach that everyone takes, because let's say that you and I are working on different projects and we both, let's say we are writers. So your approach to handle your project could be way different than how I handle. At the end of it, it all comes to how best we can deliver both the documents, right? So from my perspective, I think that in regulatory field of writing, it's easier for people to lose interest. It's easier for people to get diverted, just like Nisha mentioned previously in one of her answers. People run behind and people think a lot about how much more can I earn. And sometimes, people get, I have seen many people who get easily diverted because of more salary packages they want.
Yeah,
They try to keep,
true.
shifting roles, and what happens then is that you probably may not gain expertise in any field, right? After a certain let's say duration that you have been in the industry, if you're asked what is your area of expertise, they may not be able to give you one field where they have expertise, because that is the reality, right? If you keep jumping, you may not really expertise on anything. So my mantra would be like, have patience right? Even when I started as a fresher, I was lost for a few months. Then I got my center, and I thought what I want to do, and I thought about like why I want to pursue this field. Why should I continue? Because there were many instances during these years, like over a decade now that I have been in the industry. There were many instances where I have seen people questioning me, why do you still want to continue in the field? I have seen people who ask me that, can you still don't really think that you can still earn more? Such questions that obviously I am sure that all of us would face these questions on day to day life. But
Yeah,
at the end of it, you should know why you want to pursue this field. Just like how Nisha said, unless you think that you want to pursue this field, and unless you're sure in this area you want to contribute, I think it may not really take you very long. So my mantra would be to have patience. And also second thing would be learn, like how a sponge can absorb how much ever amount of water it gives in the initial days of your career. It's all about just sink in and soak whatever you can. And that also applies as you move on along your career. It's all about observing your work. It's all about learning more things as you grow along, and it's all about how you can implement in your project. So I think as long as you can find your role, if it's your strength, apply that. So the mantra I would say would be have patience, pursue, and then at the end of it implement in your work. So that's my take on it.
Okay, Divya wants to put on some views.
Yes, definitely. Whatever Pratima and Nisha said earlier is really true. That definitely you should have the passion for writing to pursue medical writing field. If you do not have any passion and flair for writing, then definitely believe me, to stick to a computer screen for long working hours and dedicating your whole time for the same study is not really easy. So if you think that this field interests you and any of the domain of scientific writing, whether medical writing, scientific writing, or anything related, whether it's disclosure, publications, anything, stick to that particular thing and gain knowledge in every aspect of that particular domain. It's not just keep switching jobs just for the money and just run after better salary package. But yes, once you gain the expertise in any particular domain, you will definitely get what you want. So yes, stick to the knowledge first.
Okay, so our next speaker, Dr. Afrin, would you like to say something on this?
Uh, yes, Dr. Ajit. So I agree with whatever the other panelists have said. And it is true that unless and until you love what you do, you cannot continue doing it for a long period of time. There have been times in my journey also where I question myself, why am I writing? But then, I did not want to do anything else. It's not that I could not do it, but then it was just as I said in my presentation also, looking at the bigger picture, feeling that you are contributing to science, feeling that your job is significant. And for me, many people, because I come from a medical background, they always told me that working in a medical profession is much more nobler, much more a better thing to do, rather than taking up a job that requires you to sit for long hours, or work for somebody else, when I can work for myself in my own clinic or in a hospital. So but yeah, these questions do come up. The only thing we can do is know what is our strength, what is our weakness, try to improve on weaknesses, try to be dedicated to what we do, try to be disciplined, and definitely learn. I mean, there is no end to learning. If you think that you need, for a medical writer, you just need to learn in first few years and then everything is fine, that will never happen. I mean, you will have to read entire life and you will have to learn entire life.
Yeah, true. Okay, Miss Nisa.
Yeah, sure. Um, I really agree to everyone over here. So one thing I want, before I share the mantra, one thing I want to share with everyone. So like as Ms. Pratima was directing you all, that when there are multiple switches in your career because of XYZ reason, you need to have a strong reason why you have switched from one organization to another, because your resume is the first impression that a recruiter will get of yours. So if they say multiple switches amongst the in the companies, like from 1 year or 2 years you have switched, again you have switched in 1 year, the question of stability comes directly in the in our heads. So
Yeah,
we always doubt whether that person would stay with us for longer or not, because every organization gives you a ample time to get trained, 2 months or more than that, or even 6 months. And like you, if you have got trained, you learn the things, you work there for 6 months, then again you switch because of if the monetary is the reason or any other reason. Try to be with an organization, try to love your work. That is my mantra. Love your work, because that is going to help you more than anything. You will never get bored of it, you will never feel bad about whatever you are doing. If you
yeah,
will love it, only then you will learn from it. Just keep this thing in your mind, whatever you do, whether
true.
it's your job, whether it's your homework, whether it's your assignment, just try to pull out one small thing from it, which is going
Yeah,
to help you in long run.
yeah, true. Okay, I'll take one question from the audience. It's
There are many I saw.
is it true that we need a reference to get into the medical writing field, into the industry?
Let me answer that.
I mean,
So
is it
it's
useful?
not like,
Yeah.
that okay, let me be very practical, I'll say yes. See if you can get referred, because the company usually likes when the employees are helping them out, because they get a sense of positivity that yes, somebody from our organization knows that this person can fit in the organization better. That is why going from a reference is bit better than going standalone.
Okay. Very straight answer. Very good. Anyone else wants to put on some light on this?
uh, Honestly, in my entire career, I was never referred by anybody. So, yeah, my last organization that I worked for was Novartis. And I was interviewed thrice for Novartis. And all the three times selected, but couldn't work because I did not want to relocate to Hyderabad. And trust me, all the three interviews came via LinkedIn. So
Great.
yeah, so I think everybody's experience is different. I do agree to what was said earlier, that when you are referred, the organization kind of has an feeling that somebody from the organization knows you and knows that you will fit into the role. But everybody's journeys are different, and I think it is a matter of how you go forward, what skills you display, and right time, right opportunity. If it is there, then maybe referral, no referral, you will get where you want to go.
Yeah. So one question again from the audience. Can we do medical writing along with other jobs? Is it a feasible mode?
Other jobs means what? I mean, uh,
Teaching. Academics, someone from academics
Yeah,
is asking this
there are,
question.
yes. So there I have seen professors in pharmacy colleges, in medical colleges, who are pursuing their teaching careers, as well as in the time that they get, they do freelancing for medical writing projects as well. But if you're saying that you work for an organization as a PV person, or CDM person, or maybe in operations, and then you also want to do medical writing, that may not be possible, because there are contracts in place, and generally people prefer that you work and dedicate your time just for them. So in case of academics, definitely you can do it. At least in
Okay,
my experience, you can do it.
great. So next question again. Okay, for Miss Divya and Miss Pratima. Being a female medical writer, what's your opinion? Actually, it's for all. Being a female medical writer, what's your opinion for those girls who wants to pursue their career in medical writing? Is it challenging or conceding or easy? Like, so I will take everyone's input in that. I would like to take everyone's input in that.
So I don't really think that this is really a gender biased industry or a domain at all. So it's equal to opportunities for all genders, and I don't really think that it really matters because you are a female or a girl or a lady in the industry. I think each job that you look at comes with its own set of challenges, irrespective of your gender. So I don't really think that it matters that you are a lady or you are a male in the industry. So no.
Because we got one more comment. Good evening. Very nice presentation by all the speakers, but surprisingly, all were females. Because this conference was conducted and planned by the female speakers as well. I did not go for any male for this conference, so this was planned by our female leaders as well.
Except for Dr. Ajit, there wasn't any male.
Uh,
Yeah. He was
yeah,
sufficient.
no, I was asking Miss Nisa for moderating, but I think due to some reasons she would not come in.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know.
But
Okay,
otherwise,
so
no, I don't think that it really has any challenges, as just because you're a lady in the industry now.
okay, so next speaker can put their views on that. Divya, yes.
I agree with Prathna that definitely this is not a gender biased industry, and in my opinion, it's the safest and the best industry to work for. You don't have to dedicate your time for long working hours, sitting in the office and all, and you can work comfortably from anywhere. And definitely, work environment is a challenge for ladies when come even in at this time. So, medical writing is a best fit if you think that you cannot dedicate your full time for any office or industry. You can start as a freelancer as well. So, yes, I will say that it is the safest and best career option for women.
Yes, Dr. Afrin, what do you feel?
um, I agree and differ. So basically, I agree that there is no gender dominance in this industry. It is equally open, and the challenges faced by females and males are alike. The challenges will be, as contrary to what Divya said, there are long working hours. During the Congress submissions, I have worked till 3 a.m. at night and submitted my abstracts. So I won't deny that long working hours and workload isn't there. But yes, that goes for both the genders, definitely. I mean, it is not gender specific. And apart from that, I don't see any challenges. If you can manage your work life balance well, it is a very rewarding career. And now, with all these situations that have come up, people and organizations are open to the employees working from home, which can serve as an advantage. When you are a working female, you can manage your home and work better. So I think it is a win-win situation, according to me.
Okay, so Miss Nisa
Yeah,
wants to say
sure.
something on that? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I echo to everyone that this is not definitely something which probably women can do better or men can do better. It's equal, and one should be privileged. One should feel privileged that yes, you are doing this work, and yeah, as I remember one of the speakers said, "Women are born leaders." So I'm a bit confident on this thing. You are great in managing
Yeah.
everything, and once you have that confidence in you that you can do it, anything is easier for you. So it's not only for all the girls over here in the session, but for everyone. You have to be confident. You have to be honest. That's the key. Just go ahead with it.
Okay, one technical question I'll take. Uh, how to check the authenticity of the data or statistical results in any manuscript or paper published? Because we cannot rely on everything. Someone wants to answer this?
Um, so basically, I agree that we cannot authenticate, or if there is a data published in a manuscript, it's not easy to go back and check the original sources. Uh, but yes, I mean, when we submit to journals as authors, we kind of, submit our declaration that the data is authentic. The journal has a right, in case they have any doubts, they can ask us for the original source data and get it verified. But as a reader, I have not come across a situation where a reader can go back and ask for the verification of data, at least in my experience. There is though a corresponding author address and corresponding author email address given in every manuscript that is published. So maybe if you have any doubts, if you have any queries, you can reach out to the corresponding authors, and they do respond. But apart from that, I have not, in my experience, seen that people go and verify the data that was published in journal manuscript. Sometimes there happens some error, which is human error. Sometimes there is some typo, or sometimes the plus minus signs are missed or something like that. But then when noted, the authors definitely give a correction in the journals. If some reader notes it, and or if the journal notes it, if some researcher notes it and it is brought to the attention of the authors, they go back, they check, and they do a correction. They send a comment related to that particular manuscript. But apart from that, I don't know if anything else is done.
Okay, so anyone from the audience wants to come live and ask the questions?
Hi Ajit.
Hello.
Yeah, Devanshu here.
Hi, Devanshi. Yes, please ask your question. Hi.
Yeah, thanks for giving opportunity.
Your voice is echoing.
Uh, yeah, 1 second, please. Yeah, is it fine now?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. Actually, I started my career in clinical operations, but after some time there was a dip in clinical trial industry market in India. So I shifted to pharmacovigilance. So currently I'm working in PV, but I can definitely say that it was not with my choice, because when I was in clinical operations, I did so many things. Like with regular job, I worked with some institutes also. I taught there, and I did some freelancing also, site selection and all these things. But while coming to PV, it was not by my choice, because at that point of time I had no options, so I shifted here. But after exploring PV, currently I'm associated with narrative writings and other things. So I wanted to talk. I wanted to know about the opportunities from the panelist, how I can explore this field, because already now I am completely in line with this, because Pratima also discussed about regulatory medical writing, which is directly related to the pharmacovigilance. So what should be my approach to come into this field? Because I am in a middle level and my package and other things also should not be compromised.
Uh,
Thanks.
So if I may, I think I'll take this question. I think since you
Yes, please.
mentioned, yeah, so since you mentioned that you have experience with narrative writing, that's also a part of regulatory writing because they'll be at the end included or appended to the clinical study reports. I think you can choose an approach where you can, try for medical writing positions if the companies are offering, and you can highlight the part in your CV that you have had experience writing the safety documents or narratives, and you have handled, like, let's say, XYZ documents, which can be like, overlapping between regulatory writing and safety writing. So I've seen that some companies do have safety writing as a part of their medical writing. So you can probably best fit in there if you have experience writing the safety documents and narratives. So I think there are chances that you can get into medical writing. So just be open and take a chance at the positions that might be open, and also highlight that you have had experience drafting the safety documents and narratives, which can be an added advantage for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing I would like to add in here. As far as I know, and I'm pretty confident about it, the narratives which are written in pharmacovigilance are quite different from what are written in medical writing. Because I have really utilized few people from pharmacovigilance who have supported us in a narrative writing project. So my suggestion to you, I'm sorry, I couldn't recall the name, but my suggestion to you would be learn about how these narratives in pharmacovigilance are different from those in medical writing. Argus things are something which you can correlate definitely, which you can definitely pick up nicely. You can answer the questions related to the safety database very nicely. I'm very confident on that since you have good exposure of that. But how additionally, what additionally you need to learn is something Google is going to help you out. Learn about the narrative guidelines which you are available. What are the regulated requirements for medical writing narratives? They are different. So this is something which you need to do. This is an homework for you. Then apply for those positions. And I'm just tell them honestly, this is something you have done. This is what you have done to get yourself and become an expert in learn about what is there in medical writing narratives. And then probably it would create a very good impression on the recruiters, and they would definitely help you out in getting the success.
Yeah, I think Nisha pointed out rightly. You need to know whether you have written the narratives that are usually written in regulatory writing field, or is this something completely different and specific for PV field. So if you mean that you have written narratives which are specific for PV field, you might probably have to realign to what is required for regulatory medical writing, and think from that perspective and see what else you can add on to your existing writing skills so that you can patch the gap.
Thanks all for
Sure.
clarity.
Okay, so I think one technical question and then one last concluding comments. Okay, I think. Okay, I think we got so many questions about resume. So how to make a resume attractive to get selected in internship or job in medical writing? So many questions since morning we are getting about the resume. How to make it effective?
So Dr. Ajit, if I can share my thoughts, I've seen,
Please.
yeah. So when I was there was some time back when I used to, shortlist the CVs and see how they perform, during interview tests and stuff like that. So I used to see that we usually come across CVs which run into like pages and pages, and even to read the CVs, it takes a good 15 to 20 minutes in such cases. And
Yeah.
at the end, when you get the test results translated from their knowledges that they would have shared or slated down in their CVs, when it comes to their test results, you would see that probably there might not be any alignment at all. So my personal point of view is that don't focus on making your CV like all decorated with let's say that,
Yeah.
please don't say that you have worked on all the documents just because you are aware about their names, unless you have actually worked on them and unless you have first-hand experience in writing them. Let's say that you might have heard few words about one of the documents and you want to include it in your CV. Please don't do that unless you know the document very well, and unless you can answer the questions that at interviews you might be asked about that field because you have included in your CV. So I would say that you make your CV talk for yourself. So don't make it something that actually can get a hit back on you. So just include the things that you are sure that you can answer about and that you are sure that you have first hand experience on. So when that you do, at the interview when they take out your CV and you're asked questions, you will be definitely able to answer it. So I don't really personally believe in fantasizing your CV with all the documents and detailing out every document that you would have heard anywhere about. I would probably stick to what I have worked on and what I really have knowledge about, and probably that would still serve the purpose when you give it the interview.
And yeah, don't forget to QC your CV before submitting anywhere. Any spelling error in your CV is going to create a wrong impression on the
Because
other
you are
person. If you
because you are
cannot
going to
write your CV appropriately, how would you write the documents? That's something
because you are going to a medical field writing, medical writing field. So
absolutely.
you need to be specific on the grammar. Yes.
Yeah, and you need to be very specific on whatever you have written there. Pratima rightly said, be aware what you are writing there. Just don't any other scope to the other person to ask you the questions of the field which you're not very sure about.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
is
yeah,
where some
correct.
people really commit some mistakes, but it's okay.
No,
But
if you
yeah,
do
even
that,
if
if you
one thing,
yeah, if
one thing I would like to share. Sorry, Dr. Ajit,
yeah,
for
no, no,
interrupting.
please, go ahead. I'll
If
talk
you are
later.
not aware about something which is being asked to you in the interview, be honest. Don't pretend that you are aware. Don't pretend unnecessarily that you could answer it. I mean, some people just start thinking. Be honest. It's okay. Be calm. Just tell them, I'm sorry. I couldn't recall it right now. I cannot answer it right now. I mean, whatever is there, just be honest. But this should not happen for all the questions, definitely. But yeah,
Yeah,
you're not very sure about. Okay.
yeah, correct. No, if you're putting unnecessary things in your CV, you're wasting your time as well as the interviewer time. That I wanted to put.
Actually, that in short can also mean that you are reducing your own chances of getting the job.
Yeah, exactly. That's also
Yeah.
true. That's also
Yeah, but
true.
being honest is something very small incidents. There was one
Yeah.
person who came for an interview, and and he was very restless. And I remember me and my colleague offered a glass of water, and that's usually every company does. But later on, while we were within the interview, I didn't feel that he is okay, and I again asked, "Are you okay?" And at that moment, he informed that I'm having fever. I was not able to prepare for these rounds and all. Immediately, we stopped the interview. We asked them to take some medicine, go back. We will arrange another call. We will call you again. So the moment you become honest, we are there to help you. It's just a it's that sort of relation. So
Yeah.
just tell them it's okay. It's absolutely fine. Recruiters are not demons sitting at the other side.
True. Okay, so one question, how exactly plagiarism can be checked? Okay, there are the softwares like Turnitin, iAuthenticate, or Grammarly, or many there are, but I think they're paid. But you can access in your libraries. Most of the libraries and university libraries are, taking the subscriptions for the plagiarism checkers. So you can do that there. So Dr. Afrin, you want to add something on this?
No, I think you did say it rightly. There are a lot of softwares available these days. If you working with an organization, mostly they do have it, and you need not buy a paid version. But
Yeah.
if individually you want to write a manuscript and then check, then there are online versions where you can check paragraph by paragraphs. You need not pay, and if you are very keen on pursuing a freelance career and you want the software available with you at all times, then maybe you can go in for a subscription as well.
Yeah. So I think we are done with the question and answer sessions with the panel discussion. Now I will ask everyone to go
Dr.
for a
Dr.
concluding.
Ajit,
Yes.
uh, sorry to interrupt. I was just going through the comments, and there is one comment related to HUR and how it is
Yes. I think forward this.
different from scientific writing. So I would just like to answer it in very brief.
Yeah.
So basically, HUR or health economics and outcome research, it is a comparatively newer field that has come up. It deals with cost effectiveness of medicines. It deals with economic modeling and all that stuff. Though scientific writing is definitely involved. In the morning, we spoke about reviews, specifically the systematic literature reviews and meta-analysis and all that stuff. They also form a part of HUR. So definitely scientific writing is involved, but it is more to do with cost effectiveness, economic modeling, and all that stuff compared to the efficacy and compared to the clinical trials that are being conducted, individual trials that are being conducted. Though when I see that say that clinical trials, there are also studies that are conducted to compare the cost effectiveness of two drugs. So I don't mean that studies don't happen in HUR, but they are just different kind of studies.
Yes. Okay. So one last question from um, Anita Patil. I have extensive R&D CMC experience in biotechnology. Can I fit in this field? Hello.
Yeah, so I think Nisha just answered her
I
question.
just answered that question over here. So I was saying,
Yeah.
Anita, yes, you
Yeah.
can, as far as you have the pharmaceutical knowledge, you
Yeah.
can fit in this line definitely.
Okay.
So
So
if
yeah.
I can add a point, just like I mentioned in the in my presentation, there is something called CMC writing as well, which goes into a particular model in the CTD in a module. So I have also seen that some people who have extensive chemistry knowledge are they like to pursue CMC writing. So which is more like you're writing about chemistry, manufacturing, control of drug manufacturing. So I think if you have a lot of CMC experience, probably you would want to even check what are the opportunities for CMC writers.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. So I will ask everyone to put on some concluding comments, one-liner, and then we will conclude to the session. Miss Nisa, yeah, she has to go, so I'll take first comment from her.
Yeah, and nothing in specific. I think I spoke a lot over in this session. So I'll just say all the best to everyone. Stay calm, stay honest, and that's the key for your success.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Afrin.
Um, Thank you everyone for joining. It has indeed been a great Sunday. I did not miss my Sunday, and I thought it was very productive. And I would also like to wish you all a very best of luck in your career ahead. Stay positive, do not lose hope, and keep trying. I'm sure some way or the other you will get where you want to go.
Yes. Okay, so I'll take two more concluding comments. Before that, I will announce. You guys have to fill the feedback forms. It will be appreciable. And very soon, CliMed as in CRO will be starting few courses as well as recruitments, and we will be helping recruiting you in medical field with all our speakers. We will talk to them, and we'll make a bridge between our students and our speakers, and from other industries also. Yes. So, Ms. Divya, you can conclude.
Yes, so I would say that if you have a flair for writing and you have interest in clinical studies and it's posting, then definitely go ahead and make it a career option.
Yes. Thank you very much. Yes, Pratima, final comment.
Uh, Final comment. I think I would like to wish all of them a very good luck. So please keep your spirits high and please keep trying for what urge for you, what urge you have towards. Please keep it on, and definitely I think we all will find our success in our own ways. So
Yes,
good
thank you
luck.
very much. And yeah, and we'll be in contact with our speakers. If you need any help, to all our students, if you need any help, please contact us. We'll get in touch with them. Yes. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Thank you, our speakers, and it was really a good day. It was very good and informative Sunday. You can say the productive Sunday, fruitful Sunday. Thank you very much to joining us in CliMed and for this conference. It was the first virtual conference on medical writing, I feel, and it was really informative. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, Dr. Ajit, for organizing it. I know that we had some technical glitches, but
Yes,
apart from that, I think it has been a really, really good,
yes.
session.
It was first conference from our side, from the CliMed. So even we are learning. We are in the learning phase. So by next time we will be, resolving these issues definitely, and we'll be looking
Yeah.
forward for some more good sessions from you as well. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and stay
Thanks.
safe. Thanks,
Yes,
Bye.
thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye.
Bye
Yes,
bye.
bye bye, bye bye. Take care, bye bye. Take care, everyone. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.